our second map of the series. Sunset was a 13-2 beatdown on 100 Thieves, and they hope to bounce back on Bayern, which is a map we know they'd like to take us to pretty frequently.
That loud game last week against Crew, it was an absolute mess at times, but it was the most fun mess that you can get in Valorant. Just two teams throwing haymakers on this map. A lot of not recommended by the textbook 1v1s being taken, but it was a damn good time.
A lot of improvising.
So I'm hoping for a little bit more of that here. Let's see if 100 Thieves can get back into things, have a mental reset after map 1 and play better on their own pick here.
First of all, I like the loud setup straight off the rip. Crossfired into hookah.
Yeah, you're going to have Panca here taking that contact, hoping to be a distraction for Cowanzine.
They want the fight. They want this smoke. Cowanzine ducks the flash. Arsenal's able to find one now. That does leave Cowanzine a little bit solo in there. Cat's out the bag, though, well and truly about 100 Thieves' intentions. And they're going to keep this push onto the side going. Robbie flashes too and falls back. He needs a bit of time for his teammates to get there. They're on a long, wide flank. He'll likely be caught before they can get there.
Yeah, absolutely overwhelmed. But 200 Thieves expect these flanks coming from long. I mean, Xander is ready for that.
Only Xander, though. Okay, Arsenal 4 in the pistol. Statement round for 100 Thieves to kick us off here on Bind.
That was a pretty cool way to take hookah, throwing down that cloud to separate a potential crossfire. Everybody runs through forward, and then the cloud drops. They all face back. So essentially, they get a triple face onto one isolated player and a triple face onto the other. From there, Robbie is in sight. Doesn't feel like he can actually escape. Teammates too far away. 100 Thieves really do a good job there of just isolating everyone and as a unit bringing them down.
Looking a little bit more aggro and insistent in his early stages.
There was also a lot of energy from Asuna, which is something I was thinking about before we were getting into the game. Who's going to be bringing the energy levels up? And, Asuna actually a pretty good guess. His energy levels usually pretty high.
Definitely feels like they're manifesting, though. Definitely trying to manufacture some coming out of a pretty lackluster map. That always helps to get that pistol round win and do it in style. Funneling kills to someone like Arsenal, always a good way to get your team off to the races.
Definitely expect that Cryo is going to be doing his best to just hunt for some more kills with the Ghost. Doesn't matter if he goes down with no investment, just wants to get some orbs, wants to get to the dimensional drift.
Okay, Verdi realizes something is off here. Went to fall off the site and, gets caught between a rock and a smoky place by the looks.
Looks like Cryo might have an opportunity to get a few more kills if these lad players go through the teleport.
Yeah, he's on the hunt. The Ghost player, of course.
Now it's time for Asuna to hunt. I think he got the plant down. He's 2 orbs away. It's min-max time.
Yep, let's get those showstoppers rolling. Nothing to be found here, though, in Halls and Elbow, because Loud are not about it. Likely just to pop through the teleporter towards the end of the round. Try and perish to the spike. That's exactly what Cryo is banking on. He's got a Vandal in hand, though.
We are headed towards a bonus round in which 100 Thieves are going to have a pretty damn good buy, all things considered.
Yes. Loud there. Dizzying in, but don't really want to take the fight. Don't really want to hand the orbs over. Might be an issue, though. Arsenal was asking the question.
He tried his best. Should be able to invest in a pretty good weapon here. 3 rifles now for 100 Thieves on this bonus round. This is a very strong buy. They can keep trying to play towards the orbs as well for Asuna, get him to that showstopper early.
And look, I think Bind is the map for 100 Thieves to really get back into the game. Against MIBR, Cryo's 27-17 on the map, even in a loss. Asuna, 8-0, first kill, first death ratio. Very active early, getting out cleanly too.
This has just simply always been the 100 Thieves home. Sometimes for better or for worse, but
I mean,
it was definitely for better when they made their run to being stage champions last year. Going to Shanghai, but it was looking like that was going to be the case again here, honestly. At this stage, the Bind would just be that go-to map, and it has been. It was only MIBR that bested them, and it required a heroic performance.
One way goes up here, Birdie ready for the push. Asuna cut down. down right in front of him. He takes no damage in that exchange. Panca peers out from Lamb. Same result for him. Very hale and hearty. Loud crew ready to throw down after the fact. Guess got Cowanzine. But he is traded out instantly, and Hunter Thieves cut down well and truly to size.
That was some real willingness to fight shown there from Verdi and Panca. Swinging from top truck and lands. Verdi drops down. These last two players from Hunter Thieves shouldn't really have any hope of getting back into this, though. Verdi is in an isolated position, so that's a straight-up 1v1 take-in. That could be the opening. That could be the entry point for Hunter Thieves.
It's
working now off that wall.
A lot depends on Xander getting out of here unscathed. Wins it out.
These positions are crumbling for Loud.
Still no plant yet. 17 seconds in the round. Time still of the essence. 100 Thieves must be decisive in these coming moments. Spike not yet picked up. It's going to be scooped by Xander and EU.
Is anyone going to fight together?
I don't think so. Luxo trying to go solo as well. Pinged out by the Horde. He'll be double-faced. That is egregious. And now, in this second map of the series, some of the cracks starting to form. We saw this from Loud in the past, and it was a narrative established on our desk coming in. They have a 64% 5v4 conversion rate in their last game.
I'm getting flashbacks right now to the first time they picked Haven, where in the first half they got 9 first kills but only won 4 rounds.
That's that.
Which is shocking. And it's because of rounds like this. They get an advantage, but they just do not set up properly together. They throw people away in isolated 1v1s. That's exactly what happened just then. Loud cannot be giving up rounds like that if they have intentions of making it to the playoffs or further to champs. They just have to clean those rounds up.
Well, that's not a 1v1 at least. Still ends up being a trade, though. Kessie appears in. EU in a position to swing out, but flashed and actually caught in position. Cryo, though, I mean, all the resources are here for 100 Thieves. They can play that situation in tandem. And against 100 Thieves, a team that can take 2 players, like, was it Kess and Xander? Rather, Xander and EU, excuse me, and just play those 1v1s so expertly. Like, you cannot make those kind of mistakes against this team. Luke shows first kill of the map. Incredible on Sunset.
I will definitely not be counting him out here.
Yep.
Does have a little bit of armor as well, but not enough to survive a shot from Cryo, who's miles away at the moment in market, but is going to run all the way to Hookah. Any sign of Luke Show's appearance, which is about to be right now against EU in an unexpected position up top. Makes quick work of the lone Loud player. 100 Thieves get 4 on the board, and that damage is very irrelevant. Look at the state of their economy.
It is doing very, very well. Scrappy stuff early. It just so happens 100 Thieves have 4 players on different angles in this part of the map. So even with EU flashed out to eternity, stuck in that corner, Cryo still able to intervene and find 2 with the Outlaw.
All right, Verdi is going to be picking up the Operator for the first time in this series. He was looking really talented with that weapon in some of their earlier games that they had played, especially week 1 against Lev.
Here we go. Showstopper gets ripped. Arsena found Luke Show there. Doesn't matter if there's a poison orb in the way, he knew where to send that. Cowanzine tucked by Triple, going to get double swung in a second and can't win it out. It's Robbie, though, from Lamb. So flashes in, goes low. Kess falls back around the corner. There's going to be too many guns trained.
I can't believe he got another one. That is honestly unbelievable. Brody trying to get on the line with the off, but denied by the Molotov thrown down from Kess. That'll give an opportunity for the plant to be...
Can't be used for the post plant, though, Wyatt. That's now been expended early.
If Verdi does get 1 kill, he's going to have the showstopper here. Will Asuna expose himself to this angle? Danger.
He'd be the one to take the fight. Verdi with the op. Kess down. Showstopper at the ready and fired off, surely, in the direction of Asuna's corpse. Ultimately unnecessary. As Loud get back into the game.
Panca going to be just 1 orb away from the orbital strike heading into the next on account of that defuse. That round is all about Robbie anchoring backside. I cannot believe he was able to get 2 kills there. The second onto EU was ridiculous. It was the snipe from Austin early on. How does this happen? I mean, if you saw the, we watched the little sequence before then. He's jiggling back and forth between different angles, has the flash out at an awkward time, somehow doesn't die then. He's at like basically 1 HP. Mental play from him.
That is some knife's edge stuff.
Feels like Robbie from last week against Crew 2. He was getting away with some silly stuff. Had an outrageous ace in that game as well.
Reminds me of what Cryo used to do as Brim on defense on that part of the map.
Right, whoa, very fast orbital strike, and Luxo is completely caught.
Caught in the seas, nowhere to go. Kamanzine forced back on the site now, with a thrash at the ready, in fairness.
Can always trust EU to hit a good seize on bind.
Arthur turns the flash, knows Kamanzine's trying to get back up in the lands, but loses out the fight. It's going to be Verdi peering out from Fence. Kamanzine and Panca had to lock it down. Finding these kills, fighting doggedly backside, but this is 100 Thieves now, insisting on taking this map control, playing more aggro. Leaving Panca with a clutch in front of him. He'll swing into a line that's being held by Cryo here, one way or another. That doesn't matter! That is some sharpshooting. Now it's on Kess. Smoke's gonna dissipate! Filthy! Just disgusting!
How is he getting away with these moments? Panca was outrageous on Sunset. Cryo whiffing, staring straight at the smoke. Aim down sights. Did not matter. Panca's only moment to step out of that smoke is when Kess is on the spike.
I got nothing for you, buddy.
I just can't, man. We've seen a couple rounds that are a little shocking.
Bro, what is this?
That's just a filthy shot. That flick is crazy,
No damage taken,
man.
by the way. Don't worry about
And he's looking ice cold after
it.
that.
Very smug,
No
as
reaction.
you do.
Another day in the office.
That's the second round that 100 Thieves are let through that really...
Now I'll tell you, 100 Thieves, they have been cycling ults and just going for these fast execs off the back of them, crying out with the dimensional drift and also from the front. He funnels them into lamps.
Here's Cryo! 2 shotguns, 2 kills.
No rifle necessary, teleports out of there. Surely Loud don't claw this round back, man. There's no way. There's just no way.
Now, I'd say it's to 100 Thieves' credit, they've got backside control, but that didn't help them in the previous round.
No,
Loud, though, don't seem to want to chance it.
It's time to save. They have been unable to win these rounds with virtually anyone alive, so the money is really bad, and they do not want to throw away, especially Verdi's operator, which that man has not even had a chance to really play the game with yet. I mean, on the 2v2 retake, he got a kill on the other round, but no one has actually gone into his sightline early.
It's this play down short that he really doesn't have much to work with. Maybe he has a short window if he plays top truck, but with an op that seems pretty out there with all the smokes that come down.
Yeah, I mean, 100 Thieves are just keeping the game simple, playing around the ults, which is what you can do running the double duelist. So long as you're doing an effective job at getting that dimensional drift, using that at the same time, you have the showstopper building and just cycle them back and forth. You're going to get nightfalls in there as well from EU. Eventually, you'll have the orbital strike with Molly from Kess for a post plant. As long as you're playing effectively to the orbs, this fast pace, it can absolutely work for them. It makes sight hits very easy.
Thrash has been in the hands of Kamanzine for quite a few rounds now. And he won't have a rifle to supplement. 100 Thieves, so that last round, their economy was hanging in the balance. Risky for both sides. A real inflection point kind of round. I don't hate this kind of play from Xander. Verdi's going to have to be pretty quick with it. Ooh, okay.
He was scoped in for that position. Crazy. Crazy intuition. Finally able to get involved early round with that operator, and now Luxo really just has to survive. That's it. Just simply stay alive over here.
This is a collection of the most unlikely circumstances you'd expect in a professional Valorant match.
Here's that ult cycle.
No
It's going to
catch on
connect.
Luxo.
Yeah, it does hit Verdi, though, does hit Panca, so that's going to stop any attempt at a flood from Loud, unless they use this orbital strike to try to get back in.
Would be an idea. Luxo also respecting this elbow position and backs off of it.
Now they're just going to wait. This is an opportunity where Kamanzine can finally use that thrash he's been sitting on, that's for sure.
Close enough. There's not going to be a lot of time to react to this. Cryo's going to see it coming. Thrash hammered, but here comes the orbital strike. Cryo's having to get out of it for the most part, playing inside the poison orb, and Arsenal wants a challenge elbow. Luxo down. He knows there's likely more where that came from, and his wingman. Great paint shells. Creates that spacing. Gives him a chance to fall back to the side and have crossfire.
Yeah, this one is all but done. The time has just gotten way too low. Loud would like to even just survive at this point on the cross.
Wyatt!
They will do that.
You, it's more than just survival on the line now.
No, they gotta run, man. There's
no time.
There's no time. There's been no
What
time.
are they doing? Arsenal says, well, thanks for coming.
For a second, you could tell they were like, wait, we just killed everyone? We can do this. Oh, wait, never mind. maybe 8 seconds left. Oh, yeah, can't really run to the spike and defuse at the same time. We don't have ghost mode on, so you can't really get over there too fast. You can't really no-clip to the spike, so...
This is chaos.
Asuna's playing so well right now. He is determined to win this map.
One enemy remaining.
He's earned himself another showstopper here.
Another 1v3 for the boy, Pete.
He is on point, and that's going to force Loud into the timeout.
I love that we're seeing Hunter Thieves just start disrespecting Loud a little more.
That's
Just
exactly
match
what
that
Six was
aggression.
talking about in that interview before this map started with Vans. They were not playing with enough aggression back on map 1. They're definitely playing pretty aggressive right now. It is just sight hit with all every single round. That time, oh, no dimensional drift, no showstopper. Well, we got the Nightfall up. We're in a 4v5. Doesn't matter. Send it. Let's get in. And then the way that they're able to just fight so aggressively still at the choke points, they're not giving up the space. Even when that Thrash is coming through from Kawanzin, they're only eventually pushed off the site by the orbital strike, but then also immediately time to fight elbow. Paint shells to deny anyone swinging into him. It's so good. It's so proactive. Denying those choke points, not easing up, applying pressure.
See, Lucio also playing a lot more restrained, right? He's on the defense side, in fairness here. Obviously on that lurk potential. He's got a much more defined role here, of course, trying to lock that B side down and fall off and wait for the retake. Not much room for individual expression here.
Definitely going to be keeping my eyes on Asuna as the showstopper right now.
That's that boy Pete to you.
Allowed to have the double up in Hookah, which they went for earlier in this half, and it did not work when 100 Thieves
Poison orb emitting.
took that area of the map playing around the Viper.
Poison's off.
Okay, that's valuable information for Robbie.
And in the meantime, a lot of emphasis over towards A short, nothing towards Shower, which is where Cryo currently is. He sent his gate crash all the way back towards spawn, though, to get to B as soon as he possibly can.
See that guiding light ping definitely confirming or suggesting B long presence. And Loud is slowly falling back to the side, but Robbie's going to get split and left in Hookah here.
Yeah, these are just pure info flashes. Look at Loud. They're pushing all the way into market from A. How fast can they actually flank? Can they avoid this rocket from Asuna? Nope, that is not going to happen.
Yeah, full respect being paid here by 100 Thieves.
But do they expect these players from Loud to be behind them this quickly? There is an opportunity for Verdi to get a free kill.
There's no way they're ready for this timing. Xander's not going to be able to flick in this direction. What does Verdi do from here? Paint shell and fall back. There's a weapon for the take in there if he can get it, but Asuna wins another key fight at elbow.
Looked like there was almost a lineup even with the Sheriff.
Johnny on the spot here, Wyatt. Pancata might be caught with util in hand. Able to get the fight. Kess is dealt with now. E looking low, and the net's starting to close a little bit on that elbow position. Time is ticking. The Cryo late reflank pays off. Pancata and the Phantom he was carrying down. What? Spray with his finger through the smoke, I guess. Just VCT Americas vibes. Okay, and a defuse as Cryo can't get involved.
Our lurking outlaw Yoru just couldn't get there in time. He walked all the way through Showers over to B. It was just Loud being proactive down short and flanking at the exact right time for Verdi to get in there. Xander not expecting a player to have gone to this position already. Can't really blame him, to be honest. But they didn't have any info on short at any point during that round.
What is this? Oh, he just sees the barrel of the gun.
I love how Kawanzin plays that, though. Stood outside of the smoke, and then the exact right moment just gets in there.
That's a massive round to win. Bear in mind, that was like a half buy for Loud, and then they're going to turn it into a no-holds-barred brawl.
This has got 100 Thieves' economy in a terrible position, by the way, after a string of early dominance. There's an opportunity for Loud to put them in a bad economic position. Lucio has to get in the game for that to be a factor, though. Only one kill to his name right now, and he needs to step up anchoring.
This wall is dirty.
Does Cryo expect it? Does Kess expect it?
Bring that curtain down. They're not looking. Timing might be here. Oh, buddy, just one. One might be enough, though. Xander inside the Viper's pit. Pre-plant, by the way. Kess will get it down.
Maybe an opportunity for Robbie to use that Trailblazer to clear out a little bit of this pit. Might be apprehensive to do so. We'll have to see. Dark cover going to, or rather, you know, sky smoke going to be thrown down to obscure the view from Showers. Here comes that dog. Pancata wants to get some space off the back of it. Maybe a spam kill if he can.
What?
Oh, no way.
Bro, Lassie got the teeth in a little too deep that time. Now Xander in trouble under pressure. Panca sees him coming and Robbie sprays him through. An unlikely round there for Loud. Luxo had to find that kill, and like you mentioned, the economy for 100 Thieves is in shambles.
At least they get the plant down there. There's something about Robbie on this map when he's playing Sky. He just gets away with the silliest things. This has been a consistent theme over the last few weeks. This is just where he steps up. Luxo goes 1 for 1. That ends up being enough.
Oh, it's just absurd. Sees the traces.
Crazy.
Bro, got the dog out of him. That's internal and external canine. Oh, God. The two dogs. Two dogs inside
even
of
with
us.
The plant, even with the plant, 100 Thieves, not good enough to get a reasonable buy together. It's just a lot of sheriffs.
Clutch factor showing up for Loud in quite a few of these rounds.
Oh, their 4 rounds have come down to heroics. Bold plays individually. The flank from Verdi, clutching from Robbie, clutch from Panca.
Just good TV, isn't it? Oh, okay, Panca sharp off the rip. There are a lot more players than that here for Loud.
Oh no, this is the scrappy, brawly Valorant that you just love to watch sometimes.
As long as you don't have a stake in either team winning. You know, in that case,
it can be healing for the soul.
it's a cure for hypertension.
Enemy remaining.
That's hypotension.
And Panca has worked his way very close to an orbital strike in that round, getting 4 kills. Now just needs 1 orb for that to be a factor, and Loud potentially tying this game up, despite 100 Thieves' dominant early run of a 4-0 start. They're in prime position now.
Yeah, that Vim and Vigor 100 Thieves brought in after winning the pistol round so convincingly. Feel like that's started to dissipate a little bit. Some real audacious moments here from Loud. Definitely going to get under their skin.
Yeah, they've done a good job exposing some parts of the map, knowing the 100 Thieves are just really grouped up, really hitting sites heavily with everyone. And they have loved walking down short. Loud. Here we go again, but not so much walking. It's a satchel.
Full tilt and somehow, Sabrosa? Asuna able to avoid what should have been certain doom. As Schrodinger's showstopper comes in.
Is this Loud showing no fear and continuing to walk it down? It's looking a little bit like it, but they're going to feel the pressure now that the Prowlers come in. Surely they'll want to retreat. Unless we just stand there. They are not giving up short, man. They do not care. It's disrespect time.
Kind of limits the options for 100 Thieves. What are they going to lean into this heavily? Potentially. Guess there's a molly. There's honestly a lot that can punish stubbornness here on Loud's side in the hands of the Brimstone. Wait till this Sky Smoke dissipates and then it's about to get messy.
And that is the last smoke available. Oh,
okay,
yes. Yep, just isolates that 1v1. Panca would have to go absolutely crazy. Oh, sorry, he does have 1 more smoke to throw down short.
There's an activation here over towards the B side, though, from Xander. He's still looking for something in the meantime. On the side he goes. They called the swing. I heard him on the stage.
Yeah, Austin is so loud on the stage right now. Panca through the smoke bomb. Okay, goes out to the nade. What is happening? And Xander is just playing a mini game on B.
He's just thumbing his nose at Robbie. What's catnip for dogs? Because that's what he used there.
All right, that was an interesting little roundabout that we watched to close out the half. Bizarre.
Nice to see something a little bit different on Bind. You know what I mean? Matt, we see so much of both these teams bringing a brand of Valorant that frankly is, well, forcing us to run at headlong pace to try and catch up.
Look, my big question coming into this next half is, are we going to get an MIBR situation with 100 Thieves? They get the lead on attack, switch to defense, and it crumbled with a 10-2 lead against MIBR. But I really don't believe that that's representative of how good they are on defense, because they displayed excellence on it against NRG week 1. But what are we going to get, man? It's a toss-up.
It's crazy. I'm going to take a breather. Let's head over to Van Silly, who's over at the streamer booth, and check in.
Thank you so much, Uber. Van Silly here saying by with GHB team and also Christopher of 100 Thieves. Everybody give it up to them. See, that little pause means that who are these guys? So JHB, first off, you've been around the scene for 100 Thieves. I think 5 years ago you were joining in as an intern.
Right.
1 year later you were a senior intern as being the only intern in 100 Thieves.
Yes.
And now you're just employee. So what do you do for 100 Thieves?
I don't know. I do a lot of the social media, video editing. I can't even explain what I do, to be honest, but I don't know. I work there. I sometimes stream. I have a lot of fun.
It looks like it because you got a big smile and I love it. Chris, I want to know a little bit about you as well because you're a content creator for 100 Thieves as well. Do you play a lot of Valorant? Have you competed in Valorant? What's your career like?
I took.
Hold on, why is James laughing the whole time?
No, we're just good friends. He likes to have laughs. But, I kind of stream sometimes now. I kind of gave up competing a little while ago. But, I love watch partying. I love Valorant, and I'm just excited to be here.
That's awesome. And are you guys excited to be here right now? Because first map didn't go really into 100 Thieves' way, so I'm sweating. Were you guys sweating too?
I was. We'd like to pretend the first map didn't even happen. But no, overall, this is such a fun experience. It's my first watch party stream here, so I'm just having a good time overall. Yeah.
Hopefully you're going to be able to do more. And I heard an end, so finish that.
I'm kind of worried that, if we end up losing this, it's bad luck for me. I don't want to come back, so we need to win. I want us to win.
He's nervous. How about you?
No,
Quick one.
I'm really confident in the boys. I think they can pull this out.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. And let's toss it back to the caster. So fist bump. Don't forget that. Back to Mitch and Wyatt.
Look, Wyatt, if 100 Thieves win this bind map, I'm happy to pretend the first map didn't happen. They still need to win, obviously, their permaban of Lotus. So there's that whole bridge
God
to cross.
knows what happens when we get to Lotus for either of these teams. Just no clue right now. So,
All right.
we'll cross that bridge when we get there, as you said.
I want to see what Luxo can do with some of these lurks here on the attack side. Instrumental on Sunset, would be putting it lightly, but kind of trapped within his own role. Not much room to breathe on that first half, and still Loud able to find 5 solid rounds.
Anchoring against 100 Thieves' attack strategy of slamming sites with ults over and over and over. Not a fun endeavor, but maybe he can fare better here. Loud are, at the moment, just waiting out any aggression that could have potentially came from 100 Thieves, but that's not going to be the case over on this A site at least. You can see them defensively prodding towards B long, light presence in shower, and a rotate being called right now from Kess as Loud enter the front side of this site. No engagements yet.
Vertic getting vertical, up on the boxes, drop down, and Xander's ready to receive him. Some sharpness from the IGL. And he'll be able to fall to the back of the side after taking more than his pound of flesh. Yeah, this is clean, very clean. And Robbie speculating through the smoke, found some purchase. Xander low, still a full cohort of 100 Thieves players up. These pistols have been good this map. Robbie now waiting on this push. Will be covered by Panca. It's not enough, not even close.
Neither pistol round was close, and it's pretty tough to win a game of Valorant when you lose both pistols. So Loud, once again, going to be fighting from behind in this second half of the map. Well done there from 100 Thieves, especially Cryo really putting the nail in the coffin with that moment here against Luxo. Fast on the reaction when he rounds the corner, and from there it is just all too easy for them to scale back into the site together, taking lamp control and shutting down those remaining 2 players. Virtually no investment here from Loud on attack, just all classics and the Ghost. 100 Thieves even had a really clean anti-eco at the start of the game as well, then win the bonus. So let's see if they can repeat some of that same success.
Kess told on an interview last week after their loss to MIBR, on this map especially, he's pretty cut about it. He's devastated. But something he mentioned was that the pace stages from MIBR were really hard for 100 Thieves to keep up with, right? Especially on that defense side. They got run over. Barely won any rounds there. So have they been able to adjust, or will they be able to adapt if Loud start varying the tempo? Getting a nice little buffer here is going to be important. Loud are able to get here onto this A side. Backside control, though, is it's a little bit of a different issue. Verdi knew he was jumping into the belly of the beast there. This is a very standard protocols being enacted by 100 Thieves, and Kess will be waiting. Judge in hand. Not challenged. Luxo headed elsewhere.
Loud will be happy enough just to have gotten the spike down. Basically, no hope in this one. Just want to see how clean it can be, honestly, for 100 Thieves. It's Cryo getting another easy one. Only 1 player down at the moment. Robbie going to be on this late flank. But it's 100 Thieves again, who should have a pretty solid buy for their bonus.
Yeah. Converting that pretty comfortably, I think. Just very good weapons in general. Something Loud are going to have to respect. I also know there's a judge at large, and You know what Kess can do with that weapon. So this gap open up to 4 rounds now to 100 Thieves. Convert on the pistol successfully once more.
And the defense side on Bind is really where I was so impressed by them early on into this stage. Cryo's play on the Yoru was really dictating the game in terms of his ability to just teleport around to the proper sites. 100 Thieves were so willing to aggressively flood over and over with the double duelist look. Kess being this really steadfast anchor, playing oftentimes towards lamps as he is now. It was just a fearlessness from 100 Thieves and a willingness to all flood together as often as possible that had them just dominate NRG week 1. Can they do it again here against Loud?
Snakebite to try and slow things up here, but Xander needs to find a way to extricate himself or have coverage. Yeah, it's the former. Back through the toxic screen he goes.
Now Loud have drawn this full rotate, even to the extent that EU has worked his way towards this B site. And EU that, by the way, with 1 kill will have a Nightfall. Cow and Z now, 1 orb will have a Thrash. An Initiator from either side working close to those ultimates. Do 100 Thieves try to pop out of this? It looks like they want to off of a flash.
Flash from Cryo, here they go with the prowl. Ori Cowan's able to move them down. Robbie finding that third. That play falls into screaming heap for 100 Thieves, and they're hoping for more. They're hoping for some guns taken away from Loud here, but the pace just gets ahead of them, and they get absolutely bowled over.
Completely wrecked. Honestly, that feels like some vintage 100 Thieves on Bind. They love to go for a pop out into B-long off of a flash. I mean, you know, last year it was with the Gecko involved in that play.
They used to
set
throw
up
it in.
Asuna on the Rays, get him in there. It really is vintage 100 Thieves.
I feel like we used to see it on like match points from them too.
Yeah.
One round away from winning, they just like run down B-long.
You know, in this situation, definitely hoping there were going to be less Loud players there when they try to get out of that Brim smoke.
But that's a pace change, right? Loud don't just barrel in towards that B site. They take a beat, they cut noise even briefly. You see like Kaunzin's picking all the spaghetti up, gets himself an orb, gets that dizzy back. He mentions he's close to another Thrash.
They exit that round. Yeah, he's got the Thrash now, and they exit that round with all 5 guns, so much better start for Loud than was the case in the first half of this game.
Is that Lucio lurk, bro?
The late lurk to clean 1 guy up.
Yep.
There you go, on the board.
Still in Pyre range, though. I want to point that out. We'd hate to see it.
Yeah, we do hate to.
But there is
Surely he gets a kill
there is
here, right?
Pyre implications this round.
It's a strong B narrative for what is, you know, going up against 100 Thieves, having their economy on the line here as the A narrative.
Does Verdi just get ahead of that poison orb and take the fight solo?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
And what is the adjustment from Loud now being a down there lone duelist? An effort to work into Hookah where Cryo's kind of lying in wait. Jumps up just then and is caught. And a triple face, 1 for 1. And now the ability to get the spike down. It's neutral on this lurk. If that's going to be crucial, action just takes a teleport, runs away. Nightfall, 100 Thieves want to get in straight away. Yes, they do. The nade is perfect.
Caught out by the seas, and here come 100 Thieves, wasting no time in getting to the sites. He's pied. He's pied.
Man, we hit the A narrative and the B narrative.
Yeah.
The 100 Thieves win it out
All the story beats.
with their economy hanging in the balance. And the pie on top of it all. You hate to see that. I love that 100 Thieves. Maxed out confidence. This is what I want to see from them. This is what was working against NRG with just 2 players here with the Nightfall. Spike being tapped, just hit the go button. Asuna and EU send it. The nade is perfect. Lucho tries his best to get out in time, but neither that duel nor the one towards long is 1 for Loud. Those are the kind of situations on Sunset where they were always going Loud's way. They were always winning the duels in crucial situations like that. Not going to be the case here. 100 Thieves extend that lead.
Justice Loud looking like they were going to get back into the game.
Well, here's a pace variation for you again. Thrash coming in immediately, and it does at least get 1 player.
Verdi's in trouble. What? Asuna covers him. Get yourself a teammate like this guy. No one left behind. Cryo eventually goes down to the snakebite. Lucho has extricated himself from the pie zone.
Toxins going up.
Verdi is just completely hyper-fixated on that juicy little piece of bait out in the open.
Oh, man. That was a devastating round for Loud. Really trying to, honestly, with pure willpower, commit to that hard hit on B.
I mean, I wonder if the Thrash just didn't actually see Asuna, if he was too far still, you know, in Octagon.
Was he, like,
when it actually
deep
went
tucked in
off,
Octagon?
or if
Yeah.
it wasn't called in time for Verdi to know.
11 plays 6 The Loud now starting to work with the last of their pocket change. Some buttons, a little bit of lint, whatever they can fish out. Yeah, he's just completely free of that.
Where did the nade get the kill? It's back-to-back, Robbie going down to the util. Are Loud very much so forced onto a timeout here.
Far cry from 100 Thieves in the last map. Zix has not had to call a timeout of his own. They have been pretty smooth through these crucial defense side rounds. A leader definitely needs to address the team right now because Loud, that top gear play, not paying off. There is that round where they staggered that tempo over towards B long, and were able to beat the pop from 100 Thieves.
Yeah, that was really the only one, and that was the anti-bonus. That was against weaker weaponry coming out of that.
Yeah.
That aggressive play from 100 Thieves. And that was a mid-round timing that they typically wouldn't honestly be taking. We haven't seen that a lot from them this stage running this comp because it's just so much stronger in the flood situations rather than some of those mid-round pop out of long kind of moments. But, regardless, I'm just looking at Austin on this map, sitting at 21-9. Star performance from him to get 100 Thieves back into this series. They're on the cusp of taking their map, going into the very unknown waters
it's the
of
Twilight
Lotus up
Zone on
next.
Lotus. Yeah, we got no idea what to expect from that one. The idea is that Zix thinks he's pulled a fast one on Loud with that map coming in.
Now look at Cryo. He has picked up this Outlaw over towards B long and has 4 potential one-shot targets. So you'll have to keep your eyes on that. One of them is Panca, susceptible. Shot from Cryo goes just a miss.
Actually gets some damage back on Cryo, but crucially survives that encounter.
Look, 100 Thieves, they do have 3 players on A, and the gate crash was there, but did just expire. So Cryo's going to have to throw another one over towards that. Oh my god, Asuna just caught part of his leg, or maybe the gun must have just been sticking out the side there.
Seek is also developed for Robbie.
It's a very unlikely entry kill to have been garnered for the side of Loud, but desperately needed.
And Kess pulling in the relief valve of throwing that one-way smoke down, but there's obviously the Viper wall to walk in with. Here come the Seekers.
3 players are still stacked up here for 100 Thieves. No reason to move away, and Kess gets the first.
Nicely done, holds his ground. Some presence inside Shower, by the looks of things. It's Kawazine, the only one to find anything. Xander affected by the Seekers, but has plenty of oversight from teammates. There's Panca and Robbie, who've got to pick up the pieces.
Do they just want to find a timing here to flash? Yeah, they do.
Flash, backside, backed away from. Cryo doesn't take the challenge. Xander, the double face from Lamps is good, and Panca's on his own. A lot of bodies to deal with now. Panca cut down by the Outlaw. This town ain't big enough for the 2 of you, apparently. 100 Thieves move to map point.
A real display of what 100 Thieves can do with this composition and the knowledge of how to operate with it. Just continuously sending some of their extra players from B over towards this A site to stack up. They're in a 3-2. Cryo has the gate crash there. It expires. They have one more rotate over after Lucho gets the kill on Asuna, so they still have 3 there. Cryo's retaining B long, and with that info, at no point do they really think that Loud are going back to B. Cryo's able to teleport over. The whole team is there. It's either 100 Thieves are stacked up with tons of anchors to fight, or they're flooding in really fast. This is where the comp thrives, and they make it look just so strong.
And this is why it's their map pick. They've really plied their trade with this bind appearance. All right, Viper's pit towards the B side, effectively shutting that down. No Seekers anymore, of course, as Robbie used them in the last round.
Cryo has tossed that Outlaw away. Back to the Vandal. Loud want to use this wall to move forward silently. Kess is jiggling. The angle does have to retreat in danger of some spam as well. The Guardian does a lot of damage through that wall.
Minus adaptation from Verdi, but they're not going to get to the Lamps for the time being. Cryo flashes out, doesn't follow it up though. Kess playing back around this stim. Flash in the sky, he's forced to wrap on the corner, and here comes Kawazine, the Guardian! Getting some work done. That is pretty ridiculous. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Down to just 1 HP. All good. Gonna get the plant, going to get the thrash.
1 is all you need.
Cloud do a great job there of having that next wave of utility to push past the sky smokes that are down. That is one of the important aspects of this comp when you're running in. Traded tempo Panca, but hello, we're just taking 1v1s.
Kawanzine's low as well. He's not in a position to really play off Verdi.
Oh yeah!
We'll have to tuck on this. Here comes the thrash. Try and secure this one. Xander hopes to get some distance from it. He's unaffected. Time that was short. Should be a double swing here now. Kamanzine steps up. Surely Verdi realizes that time's not really there, waits for a confirmation, and then ends it with a Guardian. Again, with the money where it's at from Loud, that's far more costly than would have liked.
A round that should have never gotten that close by any means. So they're going to hang around. They will get another buy, but it's not going to be absolutely maxed out. That's what I'm talking about with this comp, though. Having that Gecko with the Dizzy, able to throw that over the smoke, and using one of your guiding lights with that as well from your Sky, just 2 flashes in tandem. You get that nice pushback sight.
Imagine I killed this guy with the spam, bro.
That would have been disgusting, yes. That would have ended the game. Okay, moment here for 100 Thieves timeout. Trying to make sure that they don't get ahead of themselves here.
Trying to make sure they don't have another MIBR incident. They want to close this game out.
They might be trying to just put something together around the dimensional drift and the potential, of course, of an orbital strike. But again, that was pretty straightforward stuff. Loud just fighting for that backside control, swinging together. So you saw Kamanzine able to mow 3 players down, but Verdi swinging on that with a Guardian as well.
Yeah, 100 Thieves can find a timing to get out of the smoke's backside, maybe with a dimensional drift flash out just after Loud use their flashes to get past the smokes and fight backside. Then you flash into them while they're there, catch them in that transitional moment where they're trying to take all of that space. That's an opportune time for 100 Thieves to be able to really light them up.
It looked like Cryo was considering doing that. He sort of flashed around triple and then opted not to swing on it. A couple of small decisions here. 100 Thieves going for the more conservative approach to that round. It doesn't pay off, but still only a drop in the well from Loud. Gets him to 7, but a long way away from challenging in regulation.
All right, early Boombot is destroyed. Cryo playing towards Showers, but sends that gate crash towards B. As always, ready to enforce when the side gate comes through, and
it's too crisp.
Line up from both players. Xander collects the kills, and it feels like this should be it. 100 Thieves should be sending us on to map 3.
Yep.
Keeping their hopes of making playoffs today alive.
Verdi definitely the Balrog to Arsena's Gandalf there. Force straight back out of that B side. Now your last ditch is to somehow overcome Kess here, who's been jiggling very patiently, falls back, mollies the ground, buys time for that relocation to come in from his B-side players.
3 players from 100 Thieves have already worked their way towards A. Cryo still has the dimensional drift when the hit comes through. There's that Prowler. Kess wants to hold on to Lance. How has Robbie gotten that?
Playing ahead of the molly, fast. It's pace that Kess is not ready to deal with. Dimensional drift here for Cryo just to get an idea of what is going on. Luxo with the pit. Seas gets thrown on in. Brody on the wrap is able to deal with Arsena on that late flank, but Cryo might still be able to take up that very position, and he does! And he sends Verdi packing. Luxo struggled this map. Not been the biggest showing from him, and he will fall to Xander! 100 Thieves come back to their home ground, stabilize this ship, and set us on a direct collision course with the unknown. Lotus is going to be map 3, one of which we've not seen these Thieves for quite some time.
Some solid individual play and calling from 100 Thieves IGL Xander, but Arsena is just absolutely the star of that map. He was lighting Loud up on that attack side, had a lot of kills with the showstopper. They were just